Welcome. In front of me I have the Redmi A7 Pro, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device, its specifications, build quality, and give you my general thoughts and opinions about it as I go through. Okay, so let's get straight into this. There's already a little bit of a lie right on the box. For some reason, I will point fingers, Xiaomi, whatever you do stupid shit like this. So they had the audacity to market 8 gigabytes of RAM. So it says RAM, RAM, which is incorrect. It's a blatant lie. So it tells you 4 plus 4 gigabytes extensions extension. That's not how that works. I mean, you can technically have like more usable storage that would be used as RAM, but or used for random access memory, but it's not actual RAM like it's marketed right here, which in this case is just a straight up lie. And additionally, if they want to market that they have 4 plus 4, they should also say right here that they have 64 minus 4. In this case, if you're gonna have plus 4 right here, as the actual 4 of whatever we have right here as the extension is coming straight up from your storage, which is ROM. So if you're gonna borrow it from somewhere, you get to subtract it from there. But you know, Xiaomi be doing a, I guess, different kind of math right here. Once we're removing something, doesn't remove anything somehow. In any case, let's just pop that open. And inside right here, we get the phone itself with some information about it. I'm just gonna ignore it for now, and well, that's a chunkier phone than I expected. Next, under that, we got the charging cable, Type A to Type C, so nothing out of the ordinary. And we get our crappy little instructions and our energy sticker that European Union mandates, which gets us about 67 hours of battery life. Cool. Just drop that back in here and heat it up to the ground. Now let's take a look at the phone itself. I'm gonna try to quickly boot it up, and this will then present us with the display. So what you'll see here in the display department is a 6.9 inches, nice, display with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels, LCD IPS display, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a measly 800 nits of brightness. It also boasts 84.3% screen to body ratio and a pixel density of measly 254 pixels per inch. Now, that's the display, and it does have the chunky little chin at the bottom. You can clearly freaking see this thing. It looks like it's late with its release by like several years now, as I haven't seen this kind of chin on a phone for quite a while. So anyway, I can obviously see also that it booted up. We're running Xiaomi HyperOS right here. And then at the back we have what looks to be a single camera setup, though it definitely tries to fake like there are two. And I'm not gonna let that slide. Let me just zoom that right the hell in so we can take a look at this king scam right here. Are you kidding me? You just had to not put anything right here. You don't need to bullshit people. There is nothing here. There's only one camera right here, which is the 8 megapixel. This piece of shit does fucking nothing. And I would prove it, but honestly I don't feel like going to the setup of this. So yeah, this is not a lens, and you can kind of see it when you really look into it. Does this look like a lens to you? Here is my fingernail next to it. This actually does look like it has a lens, and when I turn on the camera and put my finger right here, it's actually going to block something. This blocks nothing. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing that I just generally dislike about companies trying to release cheap phones and then bullshit their way into trying to make you think you get more than you actually do. Now, what you actually get here, which is pretty nice, is a big-ass battery. That's a 6,000 milliamp hour battery that can be charged at underwhelming 15 watts. But hey, the battery's big, so that's pretty nice. And additionally, we have 4 gigabytes of built-in RAM in here, like I mentioned before. Not the 8 that they're marketing you with. There's only 4 actual. And we have 64 gigabytes. Sheesh. We have also 64 gigabytes of built-in storage, or 128, depending on which one you go for. Now, the one that I have right here is the 64, or in this case, 60, for automatically converting 4 gigabytes of it to RAM. But luckily, if I grab the, no, not this, I could actually see what I'm grabbing. There we go, found it. But if we pop out the tray, you can see we have dual SIM card support along with a dedicated SD card spot. So you can expand this storage past the, for instance, 64 gigs that you might have gotten. So that should help you with just managing your storage. If you know you're using 64 of it already, you have a bunch of photos, you can just move them to that SD card and you're good to go. Okay. Now, additionally, the device is running a processor called Unisoc T. What is that? Is that a 7? I'm blind as hell. Yeah, 7250. So, in general, I find it kind of funny that this device has this processor, because Xiaomi also has another phone. Just keep in mind, this is Xiaomi too. It's called Redmi, but it's a Xiaomi. So I'm going to talk about it in a moment, as this might be a more appealing device to you compared to this one, as honestly I couldn't really find any kind of downsides between these two devices. I don't know why this one costs more while offering less, but I'm going to get to that in a moment. So anyway, let's first continue on. So we have a mediocre processor right here, mediocre amount of RAM, mediocre cameras, which I did mention 13 megapixels, but I actually didn't go into details. Recording wise, you do 1080p 30 frames, and then as a selfie right here we got an 8 megapixel which also does 1080p 30. So again, nothing special. In terms of build quality, we're looking at plastic. I mean, what did you expect right here for this price? So you have plastic back, plastic frame. We have power button that doubles as a fingerprint sensor by the looks of it. We have volume rockers right above that. We have Type-C charging port at the bottom with a forgotten thing called a headphone jack, and a microphone and speaker grills on the other side. Then the tray at the top left side, nothing else on here visible. At the top, nothing. So that's about everything that there is to it. Now, I do want to quickly check. GSM Arena says that this device costs 138 United States dollars. Freedom dollars, let's see. And that would probably be accurate to how much it costs where I'm from. Now, I do want to quickly check the other one. See, is it the same? It's gonna get freaking released here. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, right now it hasn't been released in Poland yet for some reason. Even though it should. Right? Yep, I mean March 10th. So I'm not necessarily sure in this case why, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. So Xiaomi has a POCO lineup, and specifically the POCO C85X. Now they also have the C85 non-X, and that, if I remember correctly, is actually going to be an older device. Just double check it quickly. Yeah, that was like December 2025, and that is still a good device. Though it's in rupees, I think, and I have no clue what the cost of it is, and it's actually cheaper. Interesting. Can I buy it right here? Yes, I can, and wow, it's actually like definitely cheaper. Okay, so there are two phones that you could potentially look at. And both of them, or technically all of them, offer about the same kind of devices, though they do have some differences. So let me just put that in. So this at the 130, almost 140 euro price tag, I feel like it's a little bit overpriced, considering there are two other devices that came out that are basically the same performance, and they cost less. One of them actually costs like decently less when we're talking about like the very budget lineup. So I do want to quickly do one more thing before I start saying anything, which is check the processors. 63. And if I will go by the by AI results, it sounds like the other processor is better. Now I don't have any benchmarks of them, so I'll just assume that AI in this 51% of coin flip is correct. So in any case, this one looks to have a crappy processor, right? The POCO C85X, which is the one that I seemingly can't buy where I'm from, which is Poland, would be the better choice. It comes with a Unisoc T7300 instead of the 7250 it was, which in general, the 8300 will be a definitely much faster processor. And that being said, this device, the C85X, is a cheaper device that is supposedly based on GSM Arena, costing about 100 euros, so nearly 40 euros less. That is a no small amount when it comes down to these very cheap devices. So that is decent difference. It also comes with, other than that, 4 gigabytes of RAM. It has about the same display, at least paper on specs. It's the same kind of screen to body ratio, same pixel density, same display, refresh rate, and all that jazz, and brightness is only 10 nits higher. So that's basically nothing. Battery wise, it's 300 milliamps hour bigger, can be charged at the same rate at 15 watts. And cameras, it has a 32 megapixel sensor, which also does 1080p, and 8 megapixel, which does also 1080 30 frames. So camera wise, it's not much different, though the back camera is 32 instead of 13, so that is a bit of a jump. So keep that in mind. If you can buy the device, that will be definitely a one that you should go for, as what it offers on paper, it just straight up is better. There's no competition while costing less, and it's also from the same company, so you might as well go for the one that gives you more for your money. Now, option that I can buy here is one that came out the December of 2025, so like 3 months ago, actually 4 months at this point. And that one also is going to be budget. Now I can buy it at about $100 US right now. That would also include tax, by the way. So it's about $100 US with tax, or more like 300, below 400 PLN where I'm from. So with that, you also get the same display. So nothing has changed. Literally, the only difference is it has a 81.3% screen to body ratio versus the 84. So it even got chunkier bezels. Battery wise, same, but it can be charged at 33 watts. So more than double the speed of this one, which is pretty nice. It comes with 4 to 8 gigabytes of RAM, which again is nice, and comes with the Dimensity 6300 processor, which also, based on a quick little AI search, it supposedly is faster. I can't really vouch for that. I haven't checked it out myself. I have no clue, to be honest. So I would just hope that this information is correct. And usually I feel like that the Unisoc processors are usually the weaker side, no matter what you pick, for like very budget devices. Well, the Dimensity is kind of like the mid-range pick. So the Dimensity does have 6, 7, and 8 thousand lineups, so These are basically like different categories. So this is more towards the low end, but it's still going to be a good processor from devices that I've seen with it. Now, so with that in mind, it's supposedly a faster processor that comes with more RAM, 50 megapixel camera, so even higher megapixels, 1080-30 still though, and 8 megapixel selfie again. That does also 1080p 30 again, so nothing has changed between them. But like I said, the price being the cheapest of them all is enticing. The processor being faster than what we have here, an option to have more RAM out of the box if you wanted to. With out of the box, by the way, comes with 128 gigabytes of storage and 4 gigs of RAM. So out of the box, the POCO C85 will have more storage, faster charging, and faster processor, while costing less at the lowest end that it can get. And if you want, you can obviously go for like 256 with 8 gigs of RAM, and everything else stays the same, obviously. So in general, I think if you can buy the C85 and the X version of it doesn't exist, then that will be a better option if you're still looking to buy a phone, especially a cheap one. And you will basically manage to get a faster device that is well, cheaper, which I see that as an absolute win. And if you can get the X, I actually might recommend the X, though I haven't had it here. It's not even released yet for some reason. But it has a bigger battery. It's not going to charge as fast, but I believe the processor there is faster. And the screen to body ratio is a little bit more modern, so you have smaller bezels, which generally I just like personally. And it's going to be a newer device, being released in March, so like 4 months. 4 months newer, which means 4 months more of life like support for this device compared to the non-X version of it, and also costing about €100, which would be in itself a little bit more expensive than the non-X version of it. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.